Now to F1, it's the British Grand Prix this weekend, but the build-up is being dominated by the future of Max Verstappen once again. Could he be joining Mercedes next season? Let's cross live to Craig Slater. He's at the McLaren event in Trafalgar Square. Very busy there, Craig. Good to see you once again. Look, tell us about the future of Max Verstappen. What's it looking like, Craig?
Well, it's a question that has everyone talking. Apart from here, where the focus is very much McLaren, you have just missed, in the last 10 seconds, Oscar Piastri, the World Championship leader, on the stage here, talking to the fans. Got a big cheer, very popular, even though I think Lando Norris appears on the back of more fans, I think, than Oscar Piastri does. Big crowd here. But I suppose if Max Verstappen could be in any car right now, he'd be thinking, could I be in the McLaren? That isn't an option. Their drivers are signed up for the long term. The big story today has come out of Italy. Our Sky Italy colleagues reporting that they understand that Max Verstappen is keen on a Mercedes move for next season, that Toto Wolff, the Mercedes team principal, has made him an offer, that the Mercedes board are looking at this seriously. Toto Wolff explained that, yes, there had been discussions about Max Verstappen. What he told me last week, though, was that this was more with the intention of understanding his long-term ambitions, and that the likeliest scenario was that George Russell would continue alongside Kimi Antonelli at Mercedes next season. No comment on this latest story from Mercedes themselves today. However, one insider expressed to me the notion that it was speculative and that perhaps the author of this particular report didn't understand the way Mercedes went about this kind of thing. As far as Red Bull are concerned, all they were prepared to explain to me is that Max Verstappen has not signaled his desire to leave the team. My understanding is that Max would have to be out with the top four in the drivers' standings to trigger a release clause and therefore be free to leave Red Bull without any kind of financial penalty. He's on a long-term, very lucrative contract there, which runs to the end of 2028. Those in the know have said to me that it would cost 9 figures, so in excess of £100 million to buy that contract out. Red Bull also explaining to me that there has been no official approach to them from Mercedes to talk to Verstappen. But maybe, as that man over there, Martin Brundle, said to me yesterday, and he's a former McLaren driver himself, is there no smoke without a fire? And if Max really does want to leave Red Bull, well, a bit like a footballer that wants to leave, even a top club, often they find a way to do so. So we'll have to watch this space.
Could be a huge move. Now, you mentioned George Russell. We've seen battles between George and Max on and off the track. But should this move happen, what would that mean for George Russell?
Yes, I mean, it's tough on him if it were him to make way. And that is the understanding that most of us that looking at this situation, the conclusion that they would come to, that it would be Russell who would make way, with Mercedes looking to continue to give Kimi Antonelli a chance to develop. It would also be a more natural pairing, one experienced driver, one up-and-coming driver, than necessarily Mercedes pairing two front-running individuals who have a little bit of personal history as well. There's been a fair bit of beef between Russell and Verstappen, stretching back well into last season. That's more or less been sorted out now, but the likeliest scenario, if Verstappen were to come, without question, would be Russell moving on. And Russell intimated as much himself by explaining that the delay to him extending his deal with McLaren was because conversations are ongoing with the likes of Verstappen. That was how Russell expressed it himself. So, yeah, maybe as Martin Brundle, who is often with his ear to the ground in such matters, Russell, as Brundle put it, is likely to maybe be a little bit nervous about his seat right now, even though he is driving magnificently this season.